The movie was shot in Budapest, in both Buddha and Pest.
Yeah, okay, yeah, not at the same time.
And
sure.
no, not at the same time. Although soon we'll have that technology.
What do you think Mike Myers' most underrated performance is, and why do you believe it didn't receive the attention it deserved? Mike Myers' career trajectory is a remarkable example of how an actor can evolve from television sketch comedy to become a global movie star. His journey began in 1989 when he joined Saturday Night Live, SNL, where he quickly stood out with his characters and sharp comedic timing. His most notable creation from the show was Wayne Campbell, a goofy, rock-obsessed teenager who hosted a public-access TV show. This character, which Myers developed alongside his partner Dana Carvey as Garth Algar, became an iconic figure in 1990s pop culture. Myers' ability to blend humor with his impressions and energetic performances earned him recognition, leading to his first feature film, Wayne's World, 1992. The film's success helped launch his career into Hollywood, and Myers cemented his place as a leading comedic actor with the release of the sequel, Wayne's World 2, 1993. However, it was his creation of the Austin Powers franchise in the late 1990s that solidified Myers as one of the most distinctive comedic talents in Hollywood. The character of Austin Powers, a quirky, time-traveling British spy, was a brilliant parody of 1960s spy films like James Bond, and Myers' portrayal of the secret agent alongside characters like Dr. Evil, Fat Bastard, and Goldmember showcased his remarkable ability to play multiple roles within a single film. Myers further expanded his versatility by voicing the beloved Shrek in the animated film series. His portrayal of the grumpy yet lovable ogre made him a favorite among children and adults alike, demonstrating his adaptability to different genres. This transition from live action to animation broadened his appeal, ensuring his place as a multi-generational star. Myers' career has proven that comedy, when done with skill and creativity, can transcend decades, proving that even after years in the industry, an actor can continue to captivate audiences. Breaking down Mike Myers' iconic characters. Mike Myers is widely recognized for creating some of the most iconic characters in modern film, each with its own distinct personality and humor. One of his most famous contributions is the Austin Powers series, which introduced audiences to the eccentric, time-traveling British spy. Known for his unique blend of British charm, absurd antics, and an array of memorable catchphrases like, "Yeah, baby," Austin Powers quickly became a pop culture icon. The character of Dr. Evil, Myers' parody of Bond villains, provided a humorous counterpoint to Powers, with his over-the-top plans for world domination and the iconic line, $1 million. Myers' ability to play multiple characters in the Austin Powers films, including Fat Bastard and Goldmember, showcased his versatility and skill in bringing exaggerated personas to life. Beyond Austin Powers, Myers achieved unparalleled success in the animated world with his portrayal of Shrek, a lovable and grumpy ogre who eventually became a symbol of body positivity and acceptance. Through his voice work, Myers infused Shrek with both humor and a surprising depth of emotion, making the character resonate with both children and adults. Shrek's journey from an outcast to a hero became an enduring tale of self-acceptance and love. Another defining role for Myers was Wayne Campbell, the rock and roll enthusiast from Wayne's World, a film that captured the spirit of 1990s youth culture. Wayne's catchphrases and antics, along with Myers' partnership with Dana Carvey as Garth Algar, made the film a defining comedy of the era. Additionally, Myers' work in family-friendly roles, such as The Cat in the Hat, showcases his range, proving he could effortlessly transition between quirky, adult-oriented characters and kid-friendly personas. These characters, from the irreverent to the heartfelt, highlight Myers' ability to create multifaceted comedic figures that transcend their films and become entrenched in popular culture. Mike Myers' influence on comedy in the 1990s. Mike Myers' comedy shaped the 1990s in many ways, defining the era's humor with his quirky characters, offbeat style, and clever wordplay. One of his greatest contributions was his Wayne's World character, a lovable, rock-obsessed teen who became a cultural icon. The Wayne's World movie, 1992, captured the spirit of the early 90s with its combination of nerdy humor, catchphrases, and rock culture. However, it was his portrayal of Austin Powers in the late 90s that left an indelible mark on the decade's comedy. By lampooning spy thrillers like James Bond with eccentric, exaggerated humor, Myers tapped into the era's penchant for parody. The groovy spy and his villainous counterpart, Dr. Evil, embodied the playful irreverence of 90s comedy. Myers' ability to craft absurd characters, combined with his memorable one-liners, set the tone for a new type of comedy that favored over-the-top performances and unapologetic weirdness. His influence also extended into animated films with Shrek, where his voice acting gave depth to the film's beloved characters. Myers' comedic impact on the 90s still resonates in modern pop culture, influencing the tone of comedy even today. The making of Austin Powers. The Austin Powers franchise, which debuted in 1997, was a cinematic game-changer, and much of its success lies in Mike Myers' hands. From the creation of the characters to the comedy's distinct style, Myers played a central role in shaping the films, not only as a star, but also as a writer and co-producer. Myers crafted Austin Powers, a parody of 1960s British spy films, particularly the James Bond series, with Austin's exaggerated sexual bravado, quirky charm, and groovy catchphrases. Powers became an iconic figure, defined by his shagadelic style, tight-fitting suits, and thick accent. At the same time, Myers introduced Dr. Evil, Austin's nemesis, a parody of the over-the-top villains in spy thrillers. With a bald head, a cat, and constant threats of world domination, Dr. Evil became just as memorable, known for his absurdity and catchphrases like $1 million. Beyond these two characters, Myers' ability to embody a wide range of roles within the same film was key to the franchise's appeal. His portrayals of Fat Bastard and Mini-Me brought even more humor and absurdity to the series, showing Myers' impressive range and knack for creating diverse, hilarious characters. Behind the scenes, Myers worked closely with director Jay Roach to create a seamless blend of slapstick comedy, witty dialogue, and pointed pop culture references. The costumes, Austin's mod suits and Dr. Evil's sleek black outfits, were instantly recognizable, becoming cultural symbols in their own right. Myers' improvisational contributions to the script allowed for moments of spontaneity, making the films feel fresh and unpredictable. The synergy between Myers, Roach, and the talented ensemble cast, including Elizabeth Hurley, Seth Green, and Michael York, created a perfect storm of comedy that resonated with audiences worldwide. The result was a franchise that defied expectations, blending clever parody with goofy humor, and went on to become a beloved cult classic, continuing to influence and inspire parody films long after its release. Mike Myers' career. After the immense success of his Austin Powers and Shrek franchises, Mike Myers took a step back from starring roles, leading to a period of relative silence that had fans wondering about his next move. However, in recent years, Myers has made a stunning career comeback, showing that his comedic genius is as sharp as ever. One of the most notable highlights of his return was his involvement in the 2022 Netflix series, The Pentaverate. The show, which blends satire and absurdist humor, allowed Myers to showcase his trademark ability to play multiple characters, much like he did in his Austin Powers films. In the series, he portrays a wide range of quirky and eccentric characters, including an eccentric Canadian journalist, a hapless guru, and even a more sinister figure, once again proving his unparalleled versatility as a comedic performer. The Pentaverate harkened back to the goofy, over-the-top humor of Austin Powers, with Myers tapping into the absurd and ridiculous in ways that both nodded to his past work while pushing his comedic talents into new directions. This series marked an exciting new chapter for the actor, reintroducing his unique comedic style to a new generation while delighting longtime fans. Looking ahead, Myers' career comeback has generated significant anticipation for his next projects. With his demonstrated ability to innovate and adapt to the times, it seems likely that he will continue to shape the comedy landscape, whether in film, television, or new formats altogether. His return to the screen is proof that there's still plenty of room for Myers' comedic talents to thrive, and his next chapter promises to be just as entertaining as his iconic past. Mike Myers in Wayne's World. Wayne's World 1992 became a defining moment in Mike Myers' career. Based on the popular Saturday Night Live sketch, the film turned Myers' character, Wayne Campbell, into an icon. Wayne, a rock-loving, goofy host of a public access TV show, quickly became a symbol of early 90s youth culture, reflecting the era's love of rock music, pop culture, and irreverence. The film's impact extended beyond its box office success, as it created a series of catchphrases and moments that remain part of the cultural lexicon, such as "Party Time, Excellent," and "We're Not Worthy." Mike Myers brought a distinctive energy to Wayne, embodying the character with a mix of enthusiasm, awkwardness, and endearing charisma. The film's comedic style, which combined slapstick humor with witty dialogue, influenced the development of comedic films throughout the decade. Additionally, Wayne's World's success demonstrated that sketch comedy could transition effectively to feature films, setting a template for other SNL-based films. Myers' performance, paired with co-star Dana Carvey as Garth Algar, ensured the film's legacy, with Wayne's World becoming one of the most beloved comedies of the 90s. Exploring Mike Myers' work as a writer and director. While Mike Myers is primarily known for his acting, his work as a writer and director has been just as influential. His Austin Powers series, for example, saw him not only in the lead role but also behind the scenes, as a co-writer and co-producer. Myers' ability to create and shape the script, developing memorable characters and witty dialogue, was instrumental in the film's success. As a director, he helped ensure that his unique comedic style was preserved on screen, with a distinctive blend of slapstick humor and pop culture references. Myers' vision for these films was clear, and his contributions as a writer and director were crucial in making the series more than just a typical spy parody. His work in animation, particularly with Shrek, also showcases his ability to adapt his comedic sensibilities to a family-friendly format. The creation of the character of Shrek was, in part, shaped by Myers' vision of giving the character a grumpy but lovable personality. Overall, Myers' behind-the-scenes contributions show a talent for storytelling and creating humor, not just through performance, but through shaping the films at a much deeper level. The humor of Mike Myers. Mike Myers' comedy is defined by its quirky, irreverent tone, often blending physical humor with sharp dialogue. One of his trademarks is playing multiple characters in a single film, each with its own distinct personality and comedic style. Whether it's the groovy Austin Powers, the absurd Fat Bastard, or the villainous Dr. Evil, Myers has an uncanny ability to embody various personas with ease. His humor often relies on exaggeration, slapstick, and playful absurdity, drawing audiences into his larger-than-life characters. What sets Myers apart is his ability to mix high-energy antics with a surprising amount of depth. For example, in Shrek, his grumpy but lovable character balances sharp humor with moments of vulnerability. Additionally, Myers' writing often features clever wordplay, absurd situations, and self-aware parodies, as seen in the Austin Powers series. He often uses cultural references, absurd scenarios, and deadpan delivery to heighten the comedy. Another hallmark of his style is a focus on character-driven humor, where the quirks and flaws of his characters create much of the comedy. Myers' approach has influenced an entire generation of comedians, showcasing that humor can be both silly and surprisingly meaningful. Mike Myers' impact on 90s pop culture. Mike Myers' influence on 1990s pop culture is immense, with his characters and films becoming symbols of the decade. His portrayal of Wayne Campbell in Wayne's World encapsulated the 90s ethos: rebellious, fun-loving, and obsessed with music and pop culture. The film's catchphrases such as "We're not worthy" became part of the everyday vernacular, defining the era's comedic landscape. Similarly, his creation of Austin Powers in 1997 parodied the excesses of both 60s spy films and the 90s obsession with nostalgia and international espionage. The Austin Powers films became a cultural phenomenon, with characters like Dr. Evil and Mini-Me resonating far beyond the screen. Myers also impacted 90s family entertainment with his voice work in Shrek, a film that presented a unique take on fairy tales while tackling themes of self-acceptance and outsider status. In each of these roles, Myers showcased his ability to create memorable, often absurd characters that captured the zeitgeist of the time. His films and characters were not only hugely popular, but also shaped the comedy and cultural identity of the 90s, leaving an indelible mark on the decade's pop culture. Mike Myers' work as a producer. Mike Myers' role as a producer showcases his ability to craft projects from the ground up, bringing his comedic sensibilities to both the big and small screens. As a producer, Myers was deeply involved in the creation of his most famous projects, such as the Austin Powers trilogy and the Shrek series. His producing work allowed him to have more control over the direction of the films, ensuring that his comedic vision was fully realized. In addition to these, Myers has also been involved in the production of various other comedic projects, helping to bring together talented writers, directors, and actors to create successful films. By taking on a more hands-on role in the production process, Myers has been able to shape his films from conception to final product. This level of involvement has allowed him to ensure that his unique style of humor, which blends absurdity with depth, remains at the heart of his projects. Myers' work as a producer is a testament to his commitment to the craft and his ability to influence the final product from behind the scenes. From SNL sketches to feature films, Mike Myers' rise to fame began on Saturday Night Live, SNL, in the late 1980s. As a cast member, Myers showcased his talent for creating quirky characters, with roles like the Scottish comedian Dieter and the impressionable Wayne Campbell. His success on SNL led to his first major film roles in Wayne's World, 1992, which catapulted him into Hollywood stardom. Myers' ability to turn a beloved sketch into a box office hit demonstrated his talent for adapting TV comedy into successful films. Following Wayne's World, Myers became a staple of 90s comedy with the release of Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery in 1997. This film, created by Myers himself, would go on to become a franchise that solidified his status as one of the era's top comedic stars. Myers' ability to bring his SNL characters to life on the big screen showcased his comedic range, from the absurd to the satirical. His career continued to soar with the Shrek series, where he demonstrated his ability to voice a character in a family-friendly context. Myers' transition from SNL sketches to feature films marked a key moment in his rise to fame. The role of music in Mike Myers' movies. Music plays an integral role in many of Mike Myers' films, often enhancing the comedy or setting the tone for key moments. In Wayne's World, music is not only a backdrop, but a central character, with Wayne and Garth hosting their rock and roll TV show and belting out iconic tunes like Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. The scene where the characters sing along to the song became one of the most memorable moments in film history, solidifying the movie's connection to 1990s youth culture. In the Austin Powers series, Myers used music from the 1960s to underscore the parody's retro feel. The film's soundtracks were filled with period hits, which helped define the character of Austin Powers as a swinging, nostalgic figure. Similarly, in Shrek, music played a key role in giving the film its modern and offbeat sensibility, with the use of songs like All Star by Smash Mouth. These musical choices weren't just for background ambiance, they were an integral part of the storytelling, adding layers of humor, nostalgia, and emotional depth. Music in Myers' films often serves as a character itself, enriching the viewer's experience and heightening the comedic moments. Mike Myers and the art of playing multiple characters in one film. One of Mike Myers' signature skills is his ability to play multiple characters within a single film, a talent that sets him apart in the world of comedy. The Austin Powers films, for instance, showcased Myers playing no fewer than 4 distinct characters: Austin Powers, Dr. Evil, Fat Bastard, and Goldmember. Each character has a unique voice, mannerisms, and comedic style, which demonstrates Myers' versatility and knack for creating memorable personas. Similarly, in The Love Guru, Myers played the eccentric guru Guru Pitka, while also appearing as other supporting characters. This technique allows Myers to explore different comedic dynamics, shifting from absurdity to satire and parody. His ability to seamlessly transition between these roles also adds an element of surprise and keeps the audience engaged. Myers' approach to playing multiple characters often involves exaggerating certain traits to create humor, from Dr. Evil's sinister demeanor to Fat Bastard's crudeness. This ability has also translated to his animated roles, such as Shrek, where he voiced a grumpy ogre, but also provided the voices for several other characters. The art of playing multiple characters is one of Myers' trademarks, showcasing his unmatched comedic range. Mike Myers' influence on other comedy actors and writers. Mike Myers has left an indelible mark on the comedy world, influencing countless actors and writers who followed in his footsteps. His Wayne Campbell character from Wayne's World and Austin Powers have become templates for comedic characters, particularly those that blend exaggerated personalities with satirical humor. Myers' ability to play multiple roles in a single film has been particularly influential. Actors like Eddie Murphy in The Nutty Professor and Tina Fey in 30 Rock have cited Myers' approach to multi-character performances as a significant inspiration. Writers and comedians also look to Myers as a master of parody and pop culture humor, as evidenced in his works, which often blend absurdity with sharp social commentary. Myers' films frequently rely on wordplay, slapstick, and self-aware humor, techniques that have been embraced by subsequent generations of comedy writers. His influence extends beyond the screen, as his films have been regularly referenced and parodied in modern comedy, shaping the comedic sensibility of today's TV shows, films, and even viral internet content. The blend of wit, irreverence, and offbeat charm in Myers' work continues to inspire up-and-coming comedy talent. Mike Myers' most memorable quotes and one-liners. Mike Myers has given us some of the most memorable lines in comedy, with his characters delivering witty, absurd, and iconic one-liners. The Austin Powers films are filled with gems like, "Yeah, baby," "Do I make you horny, baby," and "I've got the mojo," which became synonymous with Myers' portrayal of the groovy spy. Dr. Evil also boasts an impressive repertoire of memorable lines, including the infamous $1 million, which became a running joke throughout the series. Wayne Campbell, too, contributed to the cultural lexicon with "We're not worthy" and "Party on, Garth." Even in family films like Shrek, Myers gave us the wonderfully dry line, "This is the part where you run away," capturing his character's grumpy yet lovable nature. These quotes, along with others, have been quoted endlessly, solidifying Myers as one of the most quotable comedic actors in Hollywood history. His ability to deliver lines with impeccable timing and a unique voice made his characters unforgettable, and his quotes continue to live on in pop culture. Myers' comedy is not just about the performance. It's about the lasting impact of the words his characters speak.